Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, General Hospital. General Hospital spoilers. Ava and Rick hit the sheets. General Hospital spoilers tease that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, has already warned Ava Jerome, Maura West, about catching feelings for her attorney, Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst. Nina knows firsthand that Rick may be an excellent attorney. He's a terrible human being at times. After all, he conspired with Nina's own mother to swindle Nina out of her fortune by marrying her. But Ava does what she wants, and she may see a kindred spirit in Rick. They do seem to have a lot in common. General Hospital spoilers. Rick Lansing is a terrific father to Molly Lansing Davis. Ava will certainly be impressed by just how much Rick loves his daughter, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaginos. Rick may not be viewed as a great father by most of Port Charles, but Ava can make up her own mind. Her own relationship with daughter, Avery Corinthos, Ava, and Grace Scarola, is generally viewed in a similar way to Port Charles residents, but there's nothing she wouldn't do for that little girl. And now Molly is going to need her father more than ever since her older half-sister, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, just passed away. GH spoilers. Molly Lansing Davis will be devastated by the loss of Sam McCall. Molly will be devastated by Sam's death, especially since they weren't on good terms before Sam died. It's easy to imagine her breaking down in Rick's arms, something Ava may very well witness. Watching Molly suffer may be more than Rick can bear alone, so he could easily turn to Ava for comfort. And since Ava already seems to be crushing on Rick, she won't likely turn him down even though he's her attorney. A passionate encounter may be right around the corner for Rick and Ava. General Hospital spoilers. Sonny Corinthos will be furious. If Rick gets Ava off the hook for the attack on Christina Davis Corinthos, Kate Mansi, Ava, and Rick could certainly become a power couple in Port Charles. Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, would be furious if his brother and the mother of one of his children became lovers, especially because he knows that together they could potentially cause a lot of trouble, especially for Sonny himself. It almost seems inevitable that Rick and Ava will eventually get together. It's just a matter of time. GH spoilers. What do you think? Was Nina right to warn Ava away from Rick in a romantic sense? Will Rick and Ava succumb to passion? How will Sonny feel if Rick and Ava become lovers? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hin, the bustling city of Port Charles. The lives of its residents twist and turn in ways that are sometimes passionate, sometimes dangerous, and always unpredictable. For Ava Jerome, Maura West, and Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, life has been no different. Their paths have intersected in unexpected ways lately, leading to a slow burn attraction that's taking even them by surprise. Both have scars from their past, and both have a history of making questionable choices in the pursuit of what they think they want. But now fate seems to be aligning their paths toward each other, for better and Rick Lansing's tumultuous histories. Ava Jerome, a woman with both a ruthless reputation and a softer side, has always found herself at odds with Port Charles elite. Known for her complicated relationships, especially with Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, Ava's love life is rarely without drama. Her affection for her young daughter, Avery, is fierce, and her maternal instincts often push her into morally gray areas. Although she's made countless mistakes, she has a vulnerable side, one that only a few people get to see. Meanwhile, Rick Lansing, the brilliant but morally compromised attorney, has a past that few would envy. Despite his intelligence and his skills in the courtroom, Rick's checkered history includes betraying those closest to him, including his daughter Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaginos. Though Rick is protective of Molly and will do anything to support her, He's often found himself unable to fully escape his darker impulses. His relationship with his brother, Sonny, has long been strained, and adding fuel to that fire is likely the last thing Rick needs. Recently, Ava and Rick's paths crossed in ways that neither anticipated. With Ava dealing with legal troubles and Rick serving as her attorney, they've been spending more time together. What started as a professional relationship has slowly evolved into something more. Something layered with tension, mystery, and an undeniable attraction. A warning from Nina Reeves. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, who has a complicated history with Rick herself, has already sensed the sparks flying between Ava and her attorney. She knows that Rick may be a competent lawyer, but he can be dangerously unreliable as a partner. Nina knows from her own experience that Rick is capable of deception and betrayal, having been conned by him and her own mother in the past. They plotted to steal Nina's fortune by marrying her under false pretenses, and Nina has never forgiven him for that betrayal. Knowing Rick's history all too well, Nina warns Ava against letting her guard down. Rick may seem charming, but he'll turn on you in a heartbeat. Nina cautions, her tone edged with concern. Ava, however, is unfazed. She's aware of Rick's faults, but she can't ignore the intriguing magnetism that's building between them. "I don't need your advice, Nina," Ava says, her eyes sparkling with defiance. Ava believes that she knows exactly what she's getting into and refuses to be swayed by Nina's concerns. Rick Lansing, the doting, flawed father. One of the qualities that draws Ava to Rick is his undeniable love for his daughter, Molly. Though their relationship is far from perfect, Rick's devotion to Molly shines through his actions. With Molly's half-sister, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, having recently passed away, Rick has been by Molly's side through her grief. Watching him comfort Molly after Sam's death shows Ava a softer side of Rick, one that she hadn't seen before. It's a side that reminds her of her own struggles with Avery, the love she has for her daughter, and the lengths devastation over Sam's death is palpable, especially as the sisters weren't on the best of terms when Sam passed. Molly's regret and heartbreak are only deepened by the guilt she feels over their last conversation. As Molly breaks down in her father's arms, Ava witnesses a moment between them that surprises her, a rare, vulnerable exchange between Rick and his daughter. In this moment, Ava begins to see Rick in a new light, as more than just a shrewd lawyer, but as a flawed man trying his best to comfort his daughter in her time of need. An unexpected connection. Late one night after a tense legal meeting, Ava and Rick find themselves alone in his office, both drained and a bit vulnerable. They share a bottle of whiskey, each letting their guard down as they talk about their own personal losses and betrayals. Ava, who's known for her tough exterior, finds herself opening up about her struggles as a mother, about her regrets, and her desire to do better for Avery. Rick, in turn, speaks about his own missteps and the battles he's fought to make amends with Molly. "I'm no saint, Ava," he admits, his voice low and raw. "But I'd do anything for Molly. And maybe that's my downfall. I try to protect the ones I love, but I end up hurting them instead." As the conversation deepens, the attraction between them becomes undeniable. Ava is drawn to Rick's honesty, flawed as he may be, and Rick is intrigued by Ava's vulnerability. The tension builds, and before long, their mutual confessions lead to a passionate encounter. They lose themselves in each other, momentarily forgetting their past mistakes and the obstacles that still lie ahead. It's a connection they hadn't planned, one that feels as thrilling as it is dangerous. A love affair with high stakes. Their new romance, however, is not without its consequences. Ava and Rick's budding relationship is bound to raise eyebrows in Port Charles, especially with the powerful connections they each have. If word gets out, their affair will have explosive repercussions. Rick's brother Sonny, already distrustful of Rick, would be furious if he learned that Ava, the mother of his child, was involved with his estranged brother. Sonny has a volatile relationship with Ava, and adding Rick into the mix could only complicate things further. For Ava, Rick represents both a newfound thrill and a risky gamble. She knows that if they're exposed, she could lose more than just her reputation. She could lose Avery if Sonny decided to retaliate. Yet the risk seems worth it. Rick, for all his flaws, seems to understand her in a way that few others do. Their mutual scars and resilience make them an unlikely but compelling pair, one that could shake up Port Charles if they let their romance go public. A warning ignored, a fire ignited. Despite Nina's warnings, Ava pursues her connection with Rick, even if it means keeping their relationship hidden. Their secret meetings become a regular escape, a chance to forget the weight of their past and the responsibilities of their present lives. But secrets rarely stay buried for long in Port Charles, and it's only a matter of time before their affair becomes public knowledge. As their romance deepens, Ava begins to question whether she's falling in too deep. Could she truly trust Rick, or would he eventually turn on her, as he's done with so many others? These doubts linger in her mind, but the passion between them keeps her going back for more. There's something irresistible about Rick's darkness, something that mirrors her own, and she finds herself pulled into his world even as she tries to hold back. Sonny's wrath and the power struggle to come. When Sonny inevitably finds out about Ava and Rick's relationship, his reaction is as explosive as one would expect. Furious, Sonny confronts Rick, accusing him of betrayal and warning him to stay away from Ava. For Sonny, this isn't just about Ava. It's about loyalty, family, and respect. His distrust of Rick has always simmered beneath the surface, and this latest development is the final straw. Sonny sees Rick's involvement with Ava as an unforgivable affront, and he vows to make both of them pay. Rick, however, is not one to back down. He stands his ground, refusing to let Sonny dictate his choices. Ava, too, finds herself unafraid to confront Sonny, defending her right to make her own decisions. The tension between the three of them reaches a boiling point, setting the stage for a fierce power struggle that could have ripple effects across Port Charles. In the weeks that follow, Sonny's resentment drives him to take drastic measures to protect his family and his reputation. The people of Port Charles watch as the Corinthos family drama unfolds, with allegiances shifting and secrets surfacing. Sonny's vendetta against Rick and Ava threatens to tear apart friendships, loyalties, and perhaps Rick's romance survive. As the stakes rise, Ava and Rick must decide whether their connection is worth the risks they face. Their relationship, already strained by outside pressures, begins to buckle under the weight of Sonny's wrath and the town's judgment. Ava grapples with her desire to be with Rick and her need to protect Avery, while Rick must confront his own troubled past and decide whether he can truly offer Ava the stability she seeks. The obstacles before them seem insurmountable, and yet the intensity of their bond keeps drawing them back together. Both Ava and Rick have lived lives defined by betrayal, loss, and resilience, and they see in each other the same strength and vulnerability. But will it be enough to keep them together, or will the fires they've ignited consume them both? A journey of redemption or ruin. Their journey together is far from over. Whether Ava and Rick's romance ends in heartbreak or in a hard-won victory, one thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same. As they navigate the trials ahead, they'll be forced to confront their pasts, test their